head and neck shot through with a series of arrows, one for each of the previous 7 lines. The graphic symbol of the Red Cross used internationally and manipulated by German poster designers. In one instance, it appears with its colors reversed, resembling the Swiss flag, to promote an exhibition of work by German interns in Switzerland. So this design by Holwein preserves its elegance in the wartime context. So finally, the war posters established stereotypes that form the basic of political propaganda in the wartime. Now I present the second topic of today, Futurism and Italy. You know, Futurism is an Italian avant-garde in art, literature, and so on. So Europe is shaken by World War I and political unrest in this period. The avant-garde movement not only influences modern art, but also transforms how words and the alphabet are used for visual expression. In this time, words are typically set in horizontal lines, as in poster and book titles, to highlight their importance through variations in font size. So this convention is rarely put into questions in terms of meaning. In 1897, the French poet Mallarmé makes a 20-page poem with the name A Truth of the Dice, which not only challenges typographic conventions, but also provides reasons for doing so. This is the first typographical poem in French literature. So Mallarmé views the 2 open pages of a book as a uniform space. Across the table page spread, he deals with the verses free of the rhythm and meter. The white space is like silence. He arranges the words within it, sometimes on different lines, like the steps of the stairs. The benefit of this spacing, where words or groups of words are mentally divided, is that it can make the pace of the reading feel faster or slower at times. So Mallarmé recognizes that the poem doesn't completely break from tradition, but it's enough to make people see differently. In 1914, Marinetti published a book of what he calls Tank Tum Tum, Parole in Libertà. It is a type of verbal painting celebrating the recent Battle of Tripoli. So Marinetti tries to find the visual equals of sounds through the shapes and relative size of words. So this illustrates Marinetti's vision for a futuristic literature prefiguring in a certain way many of the ways in which words would later be used in graphics. This evolution becomes a part of the futuristic program led by the poet Filippo Tommaso Marinetti, an advocate of free verse. So the Futurism published the first and most popular manifesto in Paris in 1909. So Marinetti exalts aspects of the modern world, such as bread, automobile, aeroplane, where or on noisy tours of European capitals. So Marinetti recognizes that the letters composing words are not mere alphabetic signs. Different weights and shapes, along with their position on the page, give words distinctive expressive characteristics. Words and their letters can be used as a visual images in their own or in their own right. So Fortunato De Pero is another important figure in graphic design and in the futurism also. For him, advertising serves as a medium to propagate futuristic ideas. He is a futuristic, so he loves advertising such as a new art of the modern world. Here, the first book object of the story, the Libro Bullonato, published by Dinamo Azzari, marking one of the keywords of the futuristic self-promotion and graphic design. So the book by De Pero has two-layered large nuts and bolts, a very varied layout with words and phrases flowing in various directions. So the text is then printed on different types of paper. In 1928, De Pero travels to New York, where he goes on to paint, exhibit, design, and work as a freelance advertising designer. So he also designs magazine covers, including for Vanity Fair, as we can see, but much of this work revolves around advertising, both for futurism and for himself. All of De Pero's advertising images are as they made for children, like paper cutouts with direct inversions of white and black. So this heraldic simplicity in its their power, the most important collaboration between De Pero and a brand is with Campari, that produce aperitifs also today. De Pero designs for Campari the bottle of the new bitter Campari, Harubi red aperitif, a single serving bottle which offered the bitter mixed with soda directly in the bottle and in the right doses. So the product was very innovative and was also very successful thanks to the collaboration with De Pero. In fact, the conical shape and the compositions and the decompositions of geometric matrix that appear in many posters. The bottle also has a special tactility with transparent glass and relief lettering on the glass, as you can see. So here's some important posters by De Pero for Campari brand. They are in black and white with a very identified style by De Pero and with a futuristic influence, of course. Here the same style is with a lot of powerful colors. The style of the figure is very impressive and geometric. So De Pero works also with other Italian brands such as San Pellegrino and Strega. San Pellegrino is a brand of Italian water produced in the area near Alpi, in Terme di San Pellegrino, in Val Vebrana. And Strega is an Italian liquor made in Benevento with special herbs and fennel. We can see how also if the brand is different, the Pero preserves his style, his approach to a visual representations, and become a very protagonist of the Futurism. In the end, Futurism is important because it breaks with the traditional, the symmetrical layout of the pages. Across this futuristic period, there are some other important events in Italy for the history of graphic design. In 1933, the magazine Campo Grafico is published by Carlo Dradi and Attilio Rossi for 60 years. It is a magazine of aesthetic and graphic technique going to reinvent the traditional graphic design in Italy. So it's important the technical experimentation, so each number has a new format, layout, fonts, cover, visual structure, and so on. So the sense is to research alternative graphic expressions. Second, the magazine is important for its cultural and educational aims. Here's some examples from the internal pages. So Campo Grafico will be the subject of today's exercitation, but I will show you the delivery at the end of this presentation in a few slides. In the meantime, the Studio Boggeri opens in Milan by Antonio Boggeri. It is a graphic design studio contributing to the modernization of graphic design in Italy. On the one hand, for designs choices, on the other hand, also for the professional organization of the studio. Studio Boggeri, in fact, is a modern agency. Max Huber and Albert Steiner work in this studio. Here are some works by Studio Boggeri for Olivetti and Pirelli, two most important Italian brands. So Campo Grafico and Studio Boggeri are the two most significant examples of Italian graphic design in this period, with the increasing vitality. The most important visual communication activity is the design of advertising posters for new industrial products. A modernity of the communication and the industrial products, but we will see this topic in other lessons. So now let me introduce you to the second exercise that is about the magazine Campo Grafico. You have to go to this link, campografico.org, where there are all the numbers of Campo Grafico. You have to write a paper with different points, such as we saw last Friday, but you should be less synthetic and more argumentative. Please, this is a visual analysis work, so more you see, more analyze, more you can write. So the paper must be almost 800 words in total. Okay, so let me give me some minutes to upload the material on Google Class, and you can start to do the exercise. Sorry? How many words? 800. 800 words maximum. If you want, you can. Okay. So.